AskReddit by Cloud Daz. What food have you tried liking but just can't? Great nuts. I hated them as a kid, but as an adult I decided to try them again, thinking maybe my taste buds had matured by then. Nope. They were still just as awful as I remembered. Little pieces of gravel. Love them. Piques, the Easter sugared candy. I like to think I can digest anything covered in sugar, but not that. I used to eat them all the time as a kid until one time I said these are gross and I still can't stomach them. Black licorice. I've accepted my DNA just can't stand the stuff. My mom loves it. She makes it look so good. I'm 29 and I still think maybe this time, and nah. It's like tar vomit. Intestines, innards of any kind, and solid portions of fat on meat. One of my husband's favorite dishes is barbecued intestines, Japanese barbecue, and I can smell its appeal, but I physically can't deal with the texture. And it really saddens me because I've always wanted to eat menudo and I know the soup is bomb AF. Yeah, I can't do innards either. My mom loves that stuff because it was the cheap stuff back then and they had a big family. I guess I'm glad I'm an only child. Liver. The smell alone makes me sick. As someone who loves liver, the smell of it being cooked is not great at all. Kombucha. Smells like stinky feet and tastes like vinegar to me. Kombucha absolutely does taste like vinegar, coming from someone who loves it. Other kombucha enjoyers will try to deny the vinegar taste. I embrace it because I bloody love vinegar. I even have sipping vinegars in my fridge in various flavors, to add to cocktails or to pour a shot glass of and sip on. Just pure vinegar. Very strange of me, and I totally understand why other people would not like that flavor. I can't drink eggnog. Every year I give it a shot and try to like it, but I just can't. I mean, it's essentially drinking, sometimes alcoholic, custard. So that's fair. Edit to clarify, I myself cannot be trusted with eggnog and should not be left unsupervised, or I will put a straw in a half-gallon container and slowly sip years off my life. I know this is a drink, but sparkling water. I like some flavors, but I can't stand that aftertaste. Bleh. The way I describe it, it's what TV static would taste like, or it's the same flavor as hitting your funny bone. Wine. Every year I'll try it around the holidays with family and it's still gross. You can only appreciate wine after you have tasted the bitterness of life. Overnight oats. They're basically lumpy, cold snot in my throat first thing in the morning. I gag just thinking about adding chia seeds. I agree that regular oatmeal is better, but you can easily heat overnight oats up in the microwave and it's comparable. Olives. I've tried many varieties. I always try them because they look like they'd be good, but they're just not. As a bartender for over a decade, I'm constantly surrounded by olives. They always look good and damp. Once in a while I'm like, do I like these yet? No. I still hate olives, and damp. I hate myself more for trying again each time and damp, expecting different results. Matcha. Just tastes like grass to me. I worked in a business park that had a matcha headquarters in it. They moved out and dumped big boxes full of matcha samples that they took to trade shows. Never tried it before, but I was thinking what a treat I had found. Won't be enjoying free matcha for at least a year if not longer. Boy was I wrong. Any kind of mushroom, it's not the texture, there is always a taste that I can't do for some reason. Taste and texture for me. It's the only food I absolutely hated since I was a child. Beets. I just can't. What got me to like cooked beets was a beet and goat cheese salad at an upper-scale restaurant. Chitlins. Deleted. Okra liver and onions. Fried okra is pretty good, It's got to be nice and fresh though, or else it's gross. Beer, of any kind. It always makes me very nauseous. I've tried several beers and they always bloat me like I downed a packet of yeast. Some of the ones I've tried were good, but none of them were worth the pain. Octopus. The texture just isn't for me. I want to like it. The flavor is fine, just can't get over the chewing experience. It's like chewing on a rubber band. Or is that squid? Either way, no. Beer. I've tried so many different kinds. Craft, cheap, different flavors, etc. It's all terrible. IPAs. They're too overhop most of the time, and so all it tastes like to me is pine sol. If you live in the Northwest long enough, you develop a taste for it. Hazy IPAs are my favorite. Celery. For the longest time I couldn't figure out why people chose to eat celery. A few years ago I mentioned to my friend how celery makes my mouth feel like it has an anesthetic coating and asked why people like that. She replied that that's not normal and that I'm allergic to celery. Truffles. Not chocolate, the turds buried in the ground kind. Blue cheeses. For me, my dislike for how blue cheese tastes gets compounded by my mold phobia. The basic thought of eating it is viscerally distressing to me. Tribe. Ham. Even like good ham. My parents used to make the pre-made hams from Walmart and it smelled like skunk and tasted weird. I like other types of pork, but ham, especially the thick cut holiday variety, is so unappealing. IPAs and stouts. There are a few nice beer stores near me with full walk-in fridges for microbrews. Once in a while when I'm feeling fancy I'll go try something new. The last few times I've been, it's a hassle just to find any beer that isn't an IPA, or some IPA subcategorization. Most depressing of all, amid this sea of beers I know I won't like, the marketing point appears to be purely how much I won't like it. Our beer is 200,000 IBUs, which we've achieved by a proprietary blend of over 17 species of hops, 2 of which were possible only by the godless tampering of man using space radiation to spur forth these unholy abominations of bitterness and painful pine flavor and mutate them away from Gaia's divine plan. Enjoy a nice tall $30 can of Uncle Fuckface's pain liquid. It turned 3 animal test subjects inside out. Winner of the 2019 Iowa Craft Fairs Award for Most Astringent Liquid. Oysters. People have got to stop perpetuating this myth that trying them in different ways makes them taste any less like salty ocean phlegm. Cottage cheese. Raw tomatoes many times. I can't stand tomatoes, but if something is made from tomatoes I have no problem. Ketchup, tomato soup, pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, etc. etc. All fine, but tomatoes, whether whole or in pieces, I can't eat them. Probably the texture. Durian. I went to a restaurant that served all the types of durian on a platter, all the way up to Muzanking. Hated every bite. My fellow Asians judge me for hating it, but I refuse to be shamed. My American palate won't let me like it. There's a reason they're banned on public transport in Asia. I never ate it because it smells so bad. It smells like a dumpster on a hot day, mixed with puke.